Hi, my name's Rick, and I'm going to be talking about blind spots, scotomas, and the filling in process. The eye here, this is the retina of the eye. Visual information comes in and is interpreted by the retina, the photoreceptors on the retina. This is the fovea, that's the most detailed part of the retina. And this is the optic disc where the optic nerve goes through the retina, and there's no photoreceptors in this area. This causes a blind spot. The blind spot in the visual field here, this would be the most detailed area where the fovea is, and this is the blind spot in the visual field, which represents where the optic nerve goes through the retina. On the visual cortex, the fovea here, the blind spot here, if there's any damage to the retina, like I have, which I believe my scotoma is located somewhere around the fovea, because any place that I look with just my right eye is completely absent. Or on the visual cortex, if there's damage done to that, there would be an absence of visual information wherever the scotoma on the cortex was. Filling in is where, like for everyone, if they closed one of their eyes and were able to focus on a spot and there was an object in that was transmitted to the optic disc area, there would be an absence of information getting through to the visual cortex, the blind spot here. Filling in is when information that's transmitted either on the retina to the retina next to the optic disc, or on the visual cortex, information gets through to the cortex and is located on either side of the blind spot. Filling in is when information is connected from this spot to this spot, and so there's no absence of visual input. Filling in is completed by perceptual completion. That means information here and information here merges together over the blind spot so that there's no space that's void of information. With my blind spot, I can just close my left eye and anything that I look at is a blank space. If I was to look at a wall though, with like perceptual completion, if there's a clock on a wall that was all one color, I closed my left eye and stared at the clock. I may see the clock when I first look at it, but the filling in process makes that area of the clock appear to be the same as the wall that surrounds that area. Just like in the book, in chapter 5, where Dr. Ramachandran talks about Josh, who had a large scotoma in his visual field because he had an injury to his visual cortex. There's the ability, if they talk in the book about how he has taken one finger, an index finger that goes straight up and down, and an index finger that goes that way with a space in between. Just like him, if I closed my left eye and left my fingers there, the space in between my fingers gets completed. The fingertips slowly close in until it looks like one long finger. That's the filling in process. Stop.